Hello, my name is Emmanuel MONNERON and I'm a French psychiatrist. I work in a French hospital in Lyon, and this is the second video of a series called Psychiatry and Troubled Teen Industry. If you don't know what the troubled teen industry is, you can follow the links in the description under the video. And this second video is going to be about post-traumatic stress disorder. This is the International Mental Health Week this week, so I thought it was the perfect moment to release this video. I'm going to read my notes because I'm going to do that in English, and I hope you're going to learn interesting things about the troubled teen industry and the PTSD. So a lot of situations can cause stress, and we, all human beings, we all have defense mechanisms and adaptive resources to deal with these situations. But our resources are not unlimited, and when the stress level gets too high, like for example during brutal environment changes or during extreme painful or violent experiences, the stress level can exceed our ability to cope. When that happens, some people, they collapse, they cry, they express how bad they feel, and that is actually a physiological reaction. The trauma therapists know that very well, and it's also the first step of a physiological process called resilience. This process will allow the person to return to an emotional and psychological balance after some very stressing events. But if the context doesn't allow the person to go through this resilience process, then some pathological defenses can appear. Some of them are called derealization and depersonalization, and that's the feeling of escaping your own body to protect yourself, like if you could watch what's happening from outside, like if it was happening to someone else. That kind of pathological defenses can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder. So for the people who don't know what this disorder is, it's a set of symptoms like nightmares and flashbacks and hypervigilance, that all these symptoms were caused by a psychological trauma. A trauma is a situation or several situations that were too much stress for our adaptive resources. So just to make it pretty clear, a PTSD is a severe psychological condition. It has a lot of comorbidities like depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and other things. It requires some professional help and sometimes a medical treatment for the patient to get better. It is not just bad memories of a difficult moment in the life. I say that because a lot of victims of the troubled teen industry have to face some inappropriate comments from family members, from friends, from coworkers, who tell them to just get over it, just move on, that all these events were in the past. So this is just an attempt to deny the fact that these victims were traumatized by what happened to them. That makes absolutely no sense, actually. If someone has a PTSD, it means that this person went through some traumatic experiences. So telling the victims, you cannot have a PTSD because what you went through was not that terrible, is just stupid. It's not helping, and it just makes the victims feel even worse. Now, let's talk about the troubled teen industry. At the beginning of the programs, a lot of children are simply transported by what is called an escort service to a facility. These people, they come in the middle of the night, usually in the middle of the night. Sometimes they have to handcuff the child, and they just drive or fly to the facility, which can be located on the other side of the country and sometimes on the other side of the planet. I can take the example of Samoan Islands, where the Paradise Cove facility was located. So I really cannot think of a biggest and more brutal environment change for a child. And the problem is in these facilities, talking, expressing how you feel, crying, all these things, they are forbidden and they are also punished. So it just seems like a perfectly designed environment to prevent the resilience process from unfolding and to create these pathological defenses like derealization. A lot of victims describe that. They say that during these moments they kept repeating themselves, I'm not there, it's not happening to me, it's happening to someone else. Furthermore, during the time they spent in the facility, the children are also victims of violent acts or abuse. They also witness these things very frequently. So it's like a continuous stressing situation without the possibility to express how terrible they feel, because there's actually nobody there to listen to them. Some children spend several years in these places. So I think if you want to cause complex post-traumatic stress disorder, these programs are actually a perfect way to achieve that. Problem is they are supposed to be therapeutic. So that's why these places shouldn't be allowed to host vulnerable children or any children. Actually, what they do is more dangerous than therapeutic. It's harming the children and it should be completely forbidden. So I encourage you to visit the Breaking Code Silence website where you'll find more information and testimonies. Please sign the petition to shut down Provo Canyon School. There's a link in the description. This is only a first step, but it's also a huge symbol to shut down this school. So all the links are in the description, and I thank you for watching, and there will be more videos in this series. Thank you very much.